Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a very exciting video, I think at least, and it's all about my boob job. As you guys probably know, or if you don't know, I'll link that video down below. I did a video about a month ago now where I talked about getting a boob job and why I wanted to get it and so on. And now it has happened. It has been a month. It is officially 1 month post-op. And I have so much to talk about. Like, I want to talk about the whole experience as well as the doctor and the size I got and all of that stuff. So I'll probably make this video into 2 parts, but we'll see. But getting started, I will say that I did take some snaps, but I thought it wasn't really enough to put in a video. So I will put in the clips right here and then I will continue on.
So as you can probably tell, I am done with my operation. I have my special bra on and everything, and I feel great. I got to Litauen yesterday, and then I was told that I was supposed to be operated at 6 p.m. Today, Wednesday at 6 p.m. and we came yesterday, Tuesday, but they actually had a cancellation. So I went in at about 4 p.m. today, so that was really nice. And then I spent a few hours just waking up. And I don't remember anything from when they put me in the operation room and put in the anesthesia till I woke up in the next room. So yeah, I don't remember anything about waking up from the anesthesia in the operation room, but you know what? It doesn't really matter because I'm great now. So right now I've just had my dinner. It's about 9:30 right now, so I'll probably go to bed soon, but I actually don't feel that much pain.
So I want really to talk about the whole experience because I really had a great experience there. So as you guys probably know, I went to Litauen to get my boobs done. And I've talked about this in a blog post also, like why I chose that place, and I'll link that down below as well. But I had my Dr. Donatus, I've written it down here, some Senevicius, I'm probably saying that way wrong, but he was my surgeon and he was just super great at informing me like every single detail. Like obviously when I went into this consultation down there in Litauen, I had already researched a ton. So, you know, I went in really having a great idea about what I wanted to get and knowing a lot about this procedure. And I definitely feel like he listened to me, but still you know, it was so great that he wasn't just like, oh yeah, that sounds good, let's do that. That he also took the time to really explain everything, like explain what type of implants I could get, like all about the sizing, and he showed me like pictures and was like, you know, he took like 2 pictures beside each other and he was like, so which one of these look like, would you prefer, like what do you think about these pictures? And also, you know, we talked about where you could get the implant inserted, like under your boob or through your nipple or under your armpit. And we really talked it all through. He was super specific and showed me all the facts. He had like a PowerPoint going on. And it was just really nice, even though that, you know, I already knew all the things that he was actually telling me. It was nice that he took his time and he wasn't just like, well, this girl knows a lot, so I'm not going to tell her anything. Like, it was really nice that he was so professional, and like I felt like that I could ask him anything and it wasn't embarrassing or anything in that way, and he was just really easy to talk to. Like obviously we spoke English together, but I went with my mom went with me. We actually had a Danish guide all the way through that, you know, he gave us his phone number, we could always call him, and it was just a really pleasant experience. I mean, I will say that the Danish guide really didn't tell us any more that the surgeon or the nurses at the hospital did. If I hadn't done a lot of research on this, or if I was really scared, or maybe if you know, came from Denmark and you weren't that good at English, like that would be nice. But I will say, if I ever have to go through another surgery again, I don't need the Danish guide with me, I can do it myself. But it was really nice. So my mom and I, we stayed at this bed and breakfast, which and a lady had and her husband, and they were just the sweetest people. They were like, you know, if you wanted to go somewhere, they were like, oh, we can call a cab for you, and they made us breakfast in the mornings, and they were just so nice and so informative as well. So I told my doctor that I had thought about getting high profile of 385 cc's round implant, the dual plan method, going underneath my boob. So when I said that, he was like, okay, you know a lot about this, and then he showed me all the PowerPoints and stuff, and you know, we talked about it, that you know, it obviously depends on the look that you want, if you want to get high implant or just like a moderate implant or something. But as I told him, I was like, you know, I always wear push-up bras, like huge push-up bras every single day. Like that's just the look that I like. So, so he was like, okay, yeah, then you should go for high implant. But also like, he, you know, took measurements of me and showed me in the mirror like, okay, when you're this wide this way, then 385 would be too much. Like it would look kind of weird on your body because I am more slim, more petite. So we went with 360 cc's of a high profile round implant going underneath my boob with the dual plan method. So it was basically the same thing that I wanted. Like I knew going in that I wanted at least 350 cc's. Like I just knew that. So when he said 360 and he had, you know, explained all these things to me, I was just like, you know what, you're the surgeon. Like I obviously, even though I've done so much research on this, I want to hear your professional opinion because you are the professional. But yeah, then I went in, oh, and I got my surgery the 12th of October, so it's been about a month now. I had my surgery at the evening, or it was supposed to be in the evening, but then it got like pushed earlier, so I got in later in the afternoon instead, because they had a operation that got cancelled because of some disease or something like that. So I couldn't eat or drink all day, which, I mean, I stopped eating at 8 a.m. So that was kind of a bummer, but it wasn't really. I mean, the funny thing was that my mom and I, we went to this mall because we were like, you know, might as well just, you know, walk around and make the time, you know, fly. And she was just like, oh my god, I'm so hungry, I'm so thirsty, I need something right now. I'm like, Mom, I can't drink, I can't eat, come on, like you're not making this easy for me. Like, you know, it doesn't matter. I really didn't have that hard of a time not eating or drinking that many hours. So, but then we went to the hospital and I went to talk with the anesthesia, or anesthesiologist, I guess it's called. And she was also like really good with all the facts, and she was like, so do you smoke, do you drink, like what's your height and weight, and have you ever tried anesthesia before? And it's like, no, I've never. So I obviously was a little bit, I mean, the thing that I was probably most scared about was the needle going in my hand, because yeah, I've never tried that before. I'm not scared of needles, but I just thought that would be nice. And the nurse, when she did it, she was like, oh, you have so tiny little veins. So it's just, she was like doing like this, and I was just like, oh no, she can't find one. This is not going to, maybe she has to like do it like several times to make it work. But she found one we could use in the first try, so that was nice. And we went through all the things over again, my surgeon and I, like, you know, to be really precise, like, okay, this is the implant we're going to get, this is the cc's we're getting, you know, all these things. So that was really nice, actually. And then I went into the operation room, and when I first walked in, I felt a little nauseous for about like 2 seconds. Like it literally wasn't more than that. I remember telling the nurse, like, I kind of feel like I have to throw up, but it was really only for 2 seconds that I felt that. And then I went in and I laid down on the table, and they started, you know, putting the anesthesia in me. And then I don't remember anything. Then I just remember waking up in the not the operating room, like what's called like the room where you wake up, the wake up room? I don't know. It's probably not called the wake up room, but I remember just waking up in there and I had an ice pack on my boobs. So I was kind of cold, but it wasn't that bad. I just remember being like really fresh and really like, oh, so can I go see my mom now? And they were like, you have to relax for a few more hours. And I was like, okay. And then after a few more hours of resting, the nurse was like, okay, now you can go up to your mom, because my mom was like waiting there, and then she had to go back to our hotel to spend the night. I had to spend the night in the hospital just in case something happened. So I was going up to her, and the nurse was like, oh, don't walk that fast. Like, you're really fresh. Like, you're really awake. And I'm like, yeah, I feel fine. I feel great. I mean, I could obviously feel like a little bit of pain, but really, it wasn't that bad. And it hasn't been like the entire way, like the entire experience. I really haven't had a lot of pain. They, prescribed me with painkillers that I could take. I haven't taken any of them. I've only been taking the pills for like, swallowing and those types of things. So that was nice. And yeah, then I spent the night at the clinic and I slept well, and I woke up the next day and I felt fine, and then I got back to the hotel about 10 a.m. the next day, and my mom was there, and we just took the day to just relax. Like, the only thing we really did was we took a walk and got into like a grocery store just to kind of look around. But other than that, we were just kind of relaxing. And then the Danish guy came to our hotel and like explained about, what happens now that you're going home. And again, it was really things that I already knew, but again, if you maybe couldn't remember, or if you're not that good at English, I think it's great that, you have the option to have a guide there that speaks your first language.